So you inherited a rental property. Now what? Hey guys, it's Brad from probateresource.com. Thanks for checking out this video. So I am a real estate investor in Metro Atlanta, but I'm a real estate solutions company. We buy houses all over the state of Georgia, but we even buy properties in other states. And we specialize in probate and inheritance properties. So more often than not, we're getting reached out to by an estate and they've inherited a rental property and they've never been a landlord before and they don't know what to do. Or maybe they've been a landlord and they don't want to be a landlord, right? There's a lot of different situations that can occur. So you've inherited a rental property. Maybe you inherited one, maybe you inherited multiple. What do you do with these properties? Do you sell them? Do you keep them? What do you do? Do you not want them? There's so many questions, right? So I want to make sure that I'm gonna outline a few things that you need to make sure you pay attention to when you inherit these properties. And you're going to do this probably as part of the estate, dealing with the estate. You're the executor or you're the administrator. Was there a lease in place? Was there a written lease agreement in place? Or is this month to month? Or is this tenant a family member that's been there for a long time? And family members that have been there a long time always cause the most amount of heartburn in every single deal that we've ever done where there's been a family member who have lived there for a number of years. So you got this property now. You found a lease or you didn't find a lease. Maybe there was a lease once upon a time. Was there ever a security deposit paid by the tenant? If you got a tricky tenant, maybe they'll tell you that there was a security deposit when there really wasn't a security deposit, right? So you need to figure that out. Did they ever pay a security deposit and how much? Because if that tenant ever moves out, you owe them that security deposit back. Now, let's say you've inherited this rental property. Do you want to keep the tenant in place? Do you want to continue to be a landlord? Or do you want to sell it? Okay, so if you want to continue to be a landlord, should you self-manage this property or should you hire a property manager? Well, that's really up to you. And you've got to assess your personality and figure out whether you want to be a property manager of a property. Do you want to deal with the phone calls? Do you want to make sure that rent's paid? Do you want to issue notices and do all these things? If you don't, then you might want to think about hiring a property manager. And I would get referrals because there's a lot of terrible property managers out there and there's some good ones out there. Ironically, they all pretty much charge the same amount of money, which is anywhere from 8 to 10% of the monthly rent is what you're going to pay on a property management fee. So let's say you want to sell the property. Okay, should you sell it vacant or should you sell it with tenants? My opinion and my advice is that if at all possible, you should try to sell this property vacant without the tenants in place. Now, if there's a lease agreement in place, you're going to have to work something out with the tenant where if they want to break the lease or you let them break the lease or whatever and they move out. But if the tenant says, I'm not moving out, there's not really much you can do because they have a written lease agreement in place that says they have tenancy until X date, whatever the date is on the lease. So if they don't want to move, you can't really force them to move, right? If you want to ask us about that, we'd be happy to talk to you about it. If you want to sell the property as is with the tenants in place, you don't want to mess with it, we'd be happy to make you an offer on the property. Or if you want to go the traditional route, I'm actually also a licensed agent with One Source in Woodstock. So if you're here in Georgia, be happy to talk to you about listing the property. So those are the solutions that I have for you today. Again, I'm Brad with probateresource.com. We're a real estate solutions company in Metro Atlanta specializing in probate and inheritance properties. And I hope this video was educational for you. So thanks again for your time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.